Before today's episode starts, I want to tell you about our sponsor. Thank you so much, Village Pizza. Village Pizza is the home of pizza in Perry County. They have a wide variety of toppings, desserts, and other high-quality items on their menu. They offer the highest of quality when it comes to dining in all of Perry County. Village is an excellent option if you're looking for an affordable meal, good employees, and a great environment. And if you want to throw a party, what better way to cater it than with a guaranteed W party food? Its staff is always hard at work providing you homemade ingredients all mixed into a perfect circle cut into triangles. Their pizzas are more than good. They are great. And if you're looking for a good job, Village Pizza is always looking for helping hands in the kitchen and up front. So go pick you up an application and start your journey as the pizza man you always dreamed of being. They are located at 853 Squirrel Hollow Drive in Linden, Tennessee. So go get you some Village Pizza and kick back and enjoy this episode of the Perry County Podcast. What's up, Perry County? Welcome back to the Perry County Podcast, Perry County's #1 podcast. Thank you all so much for listening, watching, viewing, and subscribing.
I'm back, guys. I'm not dying no more. Thank God.
Yeah, we've got a fill-in co-host today. This is now your Andrew Finn, Jackson Tatum, if you don't recognize the face from all the wacky thumbnails and the goofy intro to episode 11. So,
A previous episode.
yeah, Andrew's granddad's funeral was today, so he's not making it.
Yeah. I have the little ribbon still on my shirt. I meant to take this off, but it's fine.
We're going to represent it in love and memory. So, yeah, we're just having a good old day. We actually
Speaking of that funeral,
we have a funny
the car
story.
ride down there.
We have a funny story with the car ride down there.
Now, let me preface this. Me and Connor cannot go anywhere without something going wrong.
No, it's always got to be something crazy.
If not, multiple things have to go wrong,
Yeah.
like today. So, we're going down there, and we just take 100 the whole way.
Yeah, you know Highway 100? Yeah.
It was a straight shot the whole way. You literally get on 100 where it starts, and you get off at where it is.
We made one pit stop to McDonald's in Parsons, and then we just got right on 100.
Well, we're going down there, and whenever you get off 100, you get on like a little 4-lane, and then it was just like a straight shot for like another 20 minutes.
You go through Henderson, or was that already after Henderson?
That was after Henderson.
Okay.
Henderson's like.
Well, you go
100.
through this small town of
Whiteville.
And after we stopped at this gas station, I bought some lottery tickets because they had a bunch posted up on the front that have won like $1,000. And so I was like, you know, I'll
Connor's
test my
very
luck.
gullible.
I had to pee, so we stopped there anyways. And I was like, you know what? They're like $2. You know, why not? I ended up buying a couple of them. But yeah, we get back on our way and we get out of Whiteville.
And I'm running probably somewhere between 65 and 70. And then this truck, it looks like a brand new, probably 21 or 22 F-150 right on my tail. Got like a bumper guard on the front of it, and I thought it was a cop. I was like, because it had like a bumper guard, but it had like a light in it. So I was like, I don't know, it may be a cop, it may not. I don't know. I'm not worried about it. Well, all of a sudden, I'm looking like more off ahead of me, and I've been like looking in my rear view trying to figure out if this was a cop. Well, Connor's like, Trent, get in the other lane. I look down, and there's probably a 30-gallon air tank just laying in the middle of the road.
An air compressor. Just
Oh my
laying in the middle of the
gosh.
road. I said, Trent, get out. I said, Trent, get out of the way.
So I hit my blinker, hoping this guy follows me. And I just dart, praying nobody's to the right of me. Well, I look in my rearview mirror on, like, the side.
Like, we just missed it, too. Like, keep this in mind.
Like,
Like,
I missed
he,
it
like,
by
barely
a foot,
missed it.
Like a foot at most. Well, I see this guy's front end come up off the
Like,
ground.
yeah, he, like, bumps over it.
And then it hits, and the rear end hits up off the ground.
Yeah.
And as soon as he gets over it, all I see is it looks like a Craftsman. So you know how Craftsman's painted red? Yeah. All I see is the red air tank fly up in the air.
It shot up in the air.
At like probably 40 miles an hour, flies across the Oh, I forget what the middle section's called.
The median?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the median grass, like the grass and the median. Flies across it and the other 2 lanes.
And
across
it's going-
someone's yard.
It's going at least like 40 to 50 miles per hour. Like it's rolling like you ever like a
It's
tire
gone.
flying off. That's
Yeah.
what it looked like, and it shot off into somebody's yard.
And
we
I
just-
keep looking behind us, and I'm like, oh, great, this cop's really going to pull me over now. And I was like, but something's got to be wrong with this truck.
He
Well, he
pulled
just
over,
pulls off to the median because, like, where you could turn to go back the other way. He pulls off
And
right
gets out
there,
of
and
his
I see him
truck.
get out of his truck, and he goes, and I couldn't tell what he said. All I know is he was not happy.
Well, he should have been tailgating you. He would have
Yeah.
hit it if he would have been tailgating you.
Dude,
I
I've
mean-
never laughed so hard in my life in like a long time. As soon as that happened, me and him were both looking at that air tank flying across the road, laughing.
Oh my god!
And the whole time, I'm not looking at the road. I'm looking at my rear view crying.
Dude,
like,
it was-
I have tears rolling down my face.
that was hilarious.
And we pull into the parking lot of the funeral home, and I park like facing the road. And as soon as I get it parked, I lose it. I was just like crying, laughing.
We're sitting there and just losing it. Yeah. I like Trent was just going, and I seen something in the road, and it got close, and I was like, "That's a freaking air compressor." And I said, "Hey Trent, you might want to get out of the way. There's an air compressor in the road." So that happened. We went into the funeral. We went
Stayed
to the
for about an
visitation.
hour or
Stayed
so.
for like an hour, and then they were going to start the service, so we left. And on our way back, we go by this.
It was about the same place where the air tank
Yeah,
was.
like we go.
I'm pretty sure it's the same exact place.
Yeah, we're going back home, whatever. Well, I look over and I happen to see this red Tahoe. It's like maroon. It's like smushed in this ditch, and it's like a recent
Like
wreck.
in a tree. Like in a
And
tree line, like off the road in like a creek, basically.
We seen a truck that had just like pulled up, and people were like going over there. So I was like, Trent, we got to turn around. So
Yeah.
we went back, and
By about the time we got
that-
back, that's when they were starting to get them out.
that guy was pulling them out, and there was these people. They
it was
wrecked.
2 older couples.
They were like an older couple, and yeah, he was pulling them out. They was like covered in blood. It was very graphic. And I asked, "Hey, is there anything we can do?" And I thought they said call 911, like call the ambulance. So we went and we called them. But
And
at the
the
time
lady
when we
told
was
me-
on the phone, they were already showing up. The cops were showing up. I was like, you know what, Trent, just get out of here. So
Yeah.
we left.
So
and got
about the
back to
time 2
Robbins.
cops pull up, I pull out, and I was like, "Oh, great, this is going to look wonderful." So I was expecting one of them to immediately dart behind me. I was like, "Oh, great."
Yeah, we went to
Luckily, they didn't.
we went to Baskin Robbins right after and got some ice cream, and
The hill of the pain.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just like, okay, cool, let's go get some. You know, I mean, we've seen
Yeah.
so much crazy stuff that
Yeah.
like it don't really.
Yeah, I was just like,
That
oh, hey,
lady-
I was like, oh man, they got a Baskin Robbins up here. He looked at me. He was like, ice cream. I was like, ice cream.
And then we made the dumb mistake of getting 3 scoops each.
Oh,
That was a lot of ice cream. I seen it, and I was like, I could eat that.
I ate about a scoop and a
I ate
half,
mine.
and then I immediately regretted everything.
I ate all of mine, and then Trent was like, and I was like, can't.
Yeah.
But
We ended up spilling that in my truck.
yeah, he went to go turn back onto 100 from what was it, 16?
64.
64, Highway 64, and yeah, he went to turn on there, and it slung that ice cream everywhere. I tried to catch it, and it got all over my arm. Yeah,
Yeah, and then he goes to throw it out the window. More ice cream gets blowed all over him.
yeah, it was not fun, but it wasn't the worst part of the trip. So
No, I mean that's a normal car trip for us at this point.
yeah, I mean,
If we leave half the time we ain't even gotta leave Perry County. But if we leave Perry County, it's dead to rights. Something's gonna go
yeah,
wrong.
something's gonna be a little crazy.
That is pretty crazy.
Like twice in a day, something happened. Like 2 times we've seen somebody like wreck almost. You know, like that air compressor. Some people would call it a wreck. I'd just say a little oopsie. You know.
Yeah, that's just an incident.
But
It
that other
happens.
thing was just a real big oopsie because they took out this mailbox, and whenever we pulled up and we were walking back to the truck after we thought they said call ambulance, the mailbox was laying in the highway and somebody hit it and then they pulled over. It was just a real big.
No,
just
like they
causing
were
a
going to
big-
pull over and like they just flattened what was left of the mailbox.
Yeah. Yeah, and hey, I will say that person's Tahoe, the windshield wipers were still going back and forth.
Well, that's good at least.
They had to have been going like 70 or something to get as far as they did.
because like they probably went 50 yards, but like at the end of that 50 yards, there was like a little embankment. They jumped.
They
this
cleared. They
Oh my
cleared the
God.
embankment.
Like,
Was
jumped
in the
in some
ditch. Like it was
trees.
like smush. Like they turned that Tahoe into like a Kia Soul.
basically.
But luckily, I
It
think
ended up
everybody.
being about the same size as like probably like
I
a
think
smart car with about 3 foot added on the end of it.
everybody seemed to be. I think they were responsive. I mean, I know they got banged up pretty good, but I think they'll be
Yeah.
all right. Real lucky
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
Definitely lucky.
because they went through some trees too. Like
That's probably what caused most of the damage.
most of the damage. What do you got your arms there on, Jackson?
A little bit of Village Pizza here today, man. It's delicious.
It really is. Can't get enough of it.
We ended up eating a good majority of it before the podcast
Yeah.
because
Yeah, it's like
I'd say we
over half gone.
over half.
yeah, over half of it's definitely gone because we were coming up with some ideas because we had a little bit of an issue
Yeah.
with today's episode.
Yeah, we were gonna have a different guest on, but he ended up bailing. So yeah, Jackson's filling in for Andrew because I'm sure y'all didn't want to hear just me and Trent sit here and babble on about whatever we were going to talk about.
There's
But,
no telling what we'd have talked about, honestly.
Yeah. I'm just in a good mood today.
I would also like to present my cup that Connor made me.
Oh yeah.
He made me and Andrew both one. It says PC Podcast right here, and it's got my last name on it,
That's nice.
and it's like dipped in resin? I
Yeah, it's
guess?
resin.
It's like a purple glitter resin.
It's supposed to be like black, but
That's sick.
I don't know. I like the purple look.
I mean, I like it too. I need to finish
It's
mine.
more like a galaxy.
Yeah.
The Perry County Podcast,
Here, I can set that
galaxy
over here.
wide. Trenton's like, I need to get me some of that Village Pizza.
Yeah, I do want some.
Village Pizza is always just there for you. It's like that best friend you call when you're in a bad situation. Man, no dinner at home. Village Pizza's got you covered.
Absolutely, always.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of that best friend you call in a bad situation, Connor, how many times have I had to call you?
Quite a few times. And guess what happens every time? Connor's there. Somebody, speaking of wrecks, somebody flipped their car on this hill. Coming up almost
New Year's Eve.
I heard
almost
that.
where he wrecked. Now, he told me, and I was going to go down there, but then I was like, I probably shouldn't, you know. I just like, you know, I like to help people out, whatever. I'll probably end up joining the rescue squad just because. But, like,
As long as I don't have to go through like 6 months worth of training, I'll join.
yeah, that's about how I am.
But I know how I work. Me and medical would not go well together.
Look, I'm the leader of the Good Samaritan Club.
I heard somebody wrecked up here and somebody wrecked on Hill Road or whatever in town.
Yeah, the people who wrecked on Hill Road, I won't say their names, but like I know who it was. I texted them and stuff. But yeah, I think we're
Yeah.
probably gonna end up bringing him on a podcast.
My power went out because of their wreck. They hit one of the main transformers that runs everything from Linden down like Thick Creek.
Now I will say the power went out here for like a few minutes, but that was it.
It flashed in town. It flashed like 4 times. And then it
Yeah.
just came right back on.
Because whenever they hit that
No, it-
transformer, it like short circuited.
Yeah, me and Dad was in town. Mom said it went out here. We was at Sonic, and
It looked really weird.
like it wasn't like everything was flashing at once. There was like this one was flashing, and then that one was still on, and then it was just like back and forth, and it was weird. Sonic was weird too.
I was pulling up to the red light and I looked over at the gas station and it went like blinked like 4
It
times.
was like Stranger Things.
Yeah, it was really weird. And then it like everything in town went dark for like 2 seconds and then it came back on. I'm like, what is going on?
I've never
Yeah.
watched Stranger Things.
It's a good show.
I just watched the last season
And
because it looked cool.
it's all right.
That's the only season you've watched?
Yeah.
or-
I've never finished any of those ones.
First one's really slow, but it's good. Second one's not as slow, but it's still kind of slow. Third one's not slow at all. It's just like bang, bang, bang. And then the fourth one's same way. You watched it. I mean, it's a little slow to begin with, but it's like this is what's happening, and then it's like, oh god, it's 10 times worse now. That's a good show. But yeah, I went to the school's New Year's thing. Me, Trent, and Andrew went, and I took 13 because I didn't want to get involved in that wreck or anything. So I come back through just the regular way, didn't think nothing about it. There was glass all over the road.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if it's still there, but it was definitely there last night because I could still see the sparkling. That's how I knew where it was because I just seen the glass with the sparkles with my lights. And I asked Christian because he came over yesterday. I said, which way do you come? He told me that way. And I was like, you see the glass? And he was like, none in it. And then I seen it whenever I was heading out because it was just dark and I could see the sparkling. I wonder what they did to us flip upside down right there.
Where's it at?
Right there where I wrecked.
I don't even know where you wrecked.
So it was like, their wreck was like a little bit up past the guardrail.
Up here in that curve?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're coming up the
Flipped
hill.
upside down right there?
I don't know how.
So my thing is I think the only way they could have done that is if they come around this road right here and come through that stop sign trying to be all cool
Oh, yeah.
and then
That could have
flipped
happened.
it.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
wasn't which way I was going.
Because did it rain that night?
Not really. It was relative.
It was pretty cold. It was like,
Yeah, it was
40.
pretty chilly that night.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't cold enough for there to be
No.
anything on the ground.
Yeah.
And it hadn't rained.
Wonder what kind of music they were bumping to.
there's no telling, man.
Do you think they're just listening to Tokyo Drift?
Probably some country music, honestly.
Speaking of music, man, you got this big old playlist that I have on my phone.
Yeah.
I mean, you're pretty big into the music. Ever since I've known you, I've been like, that's the music guy.
I listen to a lot of music.
I know. You're the person. You showed me
Yeah.
Blueface.
That's a very odd pick for me to show you.
Well, you did. You showed me Blueface. Well, actually, I like knew it because I heard it over Xbox parties all the time, playing with Gage and stuff. But like, I'd never like just listened to it. And when you won them AirPods, you're like, oh, Jackson
You
Tatum.
still got
won
them AirPods?
Yeah, they don't really work anymore though. I think they definitely got their use. They had like 2 or 3 years of use on them.
I remember you got them, and I was like, because I was thinking, man, maybe I'll win something.
No,
good.
the day that I won them, was it you that was sitting there next to me?
Yeah.
The day I won them, he sits down next to me and he said, "They're gonna call your name."
Yeah,
I said, "No, they're not, Connor. I've never won anything. Never won anything like this ever. No raffles, no nothing." He said, "They're gonna call it right now. 3, 2, 1. Jackson Tatum. Here it comes." And he said, "Jackson Tatum." I went,
Look, man, for some reason I had it in me the freshman year. I was like, I gotta go tell Jackson he's about to win.
and I won them. The only thing I ever won there.
I remember Braxton Lytle won like an Xbox.
He won an Xbox.
And
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, he won an Xbox, what, y'all sophomore year?
I was like,
Yeah, because that was our 8th grade year whenever they showed us just like what it
yeah,
was
when
about.
they brought us up.
Yeah,
there.
speaking of, why don't they give away stuff like that no more?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
know,
about.
ask
We
your papa.
need to talk to
Now,
Poppy.
now they give away a Chromebook, which don't get me wrong, a Chromebook isn't bad by no
Pretty
means.
nice.
That is pretty nice. Give
Not as much
away
of a
a
luxury as an Xbox.
give
Yeah.
away a gaming PC.
That would be sick.
Or like,
Could you imagine winning an Alienware tower from the school?
Yeah, that would be insane.
Just walking home with that. Imagine if you rode the bus and you was riding the bus with a big
Oh,
old
you get it
game.
stolen
oh, it would get stolen easily.
Get jumped on the
or
bus.
broken. Give me that. No.
Gimme.
Put a fist through it. Yeah, it's done.
Now you ain't got it either.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry, you're not about to have all your teeth.
Yeah, the bus was definitely a little crazy.
I had to ride the bus a little bit.
I had to ride it for a good chunk.
I rode the bus for about a year and a half.
I rode it my 4th grade year, and then after I rode it from Roans Creek. Like I just got dropped off at the end of the day by it. And then 5th grade till 8th grade, I went and got dropped off at JW's house, and I rode it from his house, and then got dropped off at his house because when I moved up here, my parents refused to put me in Linden.
I don't blame them. I'm glad they didn't.
I don't blame them either. Y'all are a bunch of hooligans.
I guess so.
We're cooler.
A lot
guess so.
sketchier things happen at Linden.
That's not true.
I don't think that's
That's
true.
not true at all.
I think we had more fun.
You do not have a point there. You'll definitely have more fun there.
Look, dude, I heard.
Oh, you'll have a lot more fun.
I
probably.
heard somebody like pooped in the bathroom floor and like, or maybe in the hallway in middle school. You might have already been out by then, but like some of the people in my grade were telling me about it. Somebody like pooped in the hallway in the floor. I think it was like Randy Church.
That's a possibility.
You're just gonna drop a name here.
Yeah, I will. I mean, that's what I've heard. What am I
Just bleep
supposed
that
to
one
do?
out.
Oh my
consider it.
gosh.
No, definitely need to just cut like the past 2 minutes.
Anyways,
Just
But-
play the village ad
What
like
about
play the village ad.
All right, game faces 1, 2.
what about
So, when it comes to like music and stuff, Jackson, what's your like top pick genre?
genre?
Yeah, like what's your top pick genre? Because I
it's
know
gonna be-
his.
So I'm a big hip hop guy.
Big hip hop. Oh, I like hip hop.
I can, yeah.
Hip hop or alternative.
Alternate.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like what type of alternate?
I like alternative rock. There's some people do like alternative rap.
Like which raps do you like, by the way?
I like just regular rap or like alternative rap.
Like alternative rap. Like who's the artist that you go for? Because I used to not be like a big MGK guy, but for some reason, some of his music now, I'm just like, oh, that's cool.
I
That's a
cannot
vibe.
get down with MGK.
Like, there's just a few songs. Like, it's not a lot of them. It's just a few that I'm like, okay, that's cool. But I mean, ever since Kill Shot. When did that come out?
That was a while ago.
It was like 2015,
Him
wasn't
and
it?
Eminem.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't 15. It was probably 17.
17. That'd
It
probably
was
be.
a while ago.
2017 was
17 or
a
18.
wild year, dude. 2023 is just about to be just like
I did
2017.
my Apple replay whenever everybody was into doing that. I
Yeah.
think it was like November.
Mm-hmm.
My top listen to was like it was like Dreamville and like J. Cole and all them. I think.
Okay, that's respectable.
4 of my top 5 were nothing but country artists, and number 2 was Juice WRLD.
Number
Wow.
1 was Juice WRLD for me. But I'm crazy with the Juice WRLD music.
Yeah.
Like
Some people are here. They're like a super fan, and you like it's okay.
Like I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm a super fan, but I definitely listen to a lot more Juice WRLD than I do anything else. Like I go through my spells though, where I won't listen to it, and then I'll hear a song and I'll get sucked back into it. Like I got all these unreleased songs downloaded and stuff. I found them on Apple Music too.
Yeah.
I never was a big fan of his. Really, Hunter was. Hunter was a huge fan.
Hunter.
Troll.
I like Bad Boy. Me and you jammed to that this summer
Yeah.
in the paintball shack.
I did enjoy that song.
It's so bass boosted.
It is.
Like it. For some reason, bass boosted things are funny to me.
I like tempo stuff like stuff that's gonna get my blood pumping.
Yeah.
I don't really like slow music.
Okay,
That's why I can't get down with a lot of the country now.
that's fair.
Because it's a lot of downbeat. You know, every now and then you have a good upbeat song. Like most of the stuff you listen to, it's just
I
either
drank.
sad or
I drank a
depressing.
beer and she left me.
Yeah, I can't do that, man.
Yeah.
Some of them I can listen to. I'm not really like a big new country. Like I don't listen to a
Yeah.
lot of new people. I do listen to Zach Bryan.
That's the only country artist I can really listen to.
I like Zach Bryan. I like Tyler Childers.
I heard a couple of his songs.
But I
were pretty
haven't heard really any of Tyler Childers' new songs.
Mm.
But
They're all right.
Lady May's alright.
good. I don't think I've heard that.
It's probably too slow for your liking. Now I like Cole. That's a good one by him. And why can I not think of it? White House Road.
Yeah.
That's
You could probably listen to White House Road
Yeah, I think you'd like White House Road.
because it's a little more upbeat.
It's upbeat, makes you want to go, just get out there and do something.
We wound up seeing Zach Bryan in September in Chattanooga. That was a good show.
Oh, at like the music festival.
It was fun. A lot of people.
Yeah,
A lot of people mostly there to see Zach Bryan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you just so happened to see him. You were just like, oh, hey, he's here too.
That was our main reason for going. There was a bunch of people like headlining that were really, really, really good.
We went to a Willie Nelson concert me and Christian did forever ago, my freshman year. And that was really, I've been to like a Toby Mac concert. I went to 2 of them when I was younger, and then I went to that Willie Nelson concert. And I haven't been to a concert in forever until I went into Picos and Rooftops. And that was alright. They had some people, like some lesser known bands, sang before them. It was alright.
I was so mad when he told me that he was going to see them.
You know how much those tickets were? $15
Oh wow, yeah.
for a show in Nashville.
I could have seen Young Gravy for $15 in Chattanooga. Nobody would go with me.
You should have called me. I would have drove up there.
$15, that's what it was. For like front row.
You really got me on the gravy train.
Yo, the Gravy Train.
Now, forever
fantastic.
ago, me and him was just like jamming to Tampa Bay Bust Down for no
That's all.
reason.
It was honestly, it still plays every once in a
Yeah,
while.
me and him used to just jam to that for no reason.
Well, do you know where I got that song?
Probably TikTok.
No, C-Dub's birthday.
Really?
Would have been your junior year,
That's freaking hilarious.
because Tristan took me.
Yeah, I can see them listening to that. It's a good song though. It's him and Chief Keef, ain't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Busted
Very
out the
good mashup.
show.
Yeah.
And then you got me on the Betty train. Did you listen to a lot of his new album?
The one with
Marvelous.
like his face is
I think
like
it's
a
Marvelous. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I liked C'est La Vie.
Which one is that?
It's like starts out dun 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 dun.
Oh yeah.
It's
I
like
got you.
I'm 21, but I still walk around with
He's
fake
got one on
ID.
there with Ski Mask the Slump God. That's
Really?
really good.
He's got one with Ski Mask.
I think so. Let me check. Actually. I think he does.
You gotta be like a certain kind of person to like Ski Mask. I think
I love Ski Mask.
I like Ski Mask too. He's got like such a deep voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went to that festival, and there was people playing. It was Zach Bryan was like the last one to play. He was like the closer. It was they had this bluegrass band called Green Sky Bluegrass, and they were fantastic. It was like all these dudes. It was like hippie dudes. They have like their camel pack on, sitting there
Yeah.
listening to music. And they'd be like tapping their foot, and I'm like, this is what Tennessee's about, baby.
When me and Andrew went to Gatlinburg with his family, we went to Dollywood, and I'm not really big on roller coasters. I rode like a few of them, but then after that, me and him kind of just walked around, did our own thing because his whole family was just going to ride all of them, so they were going on a big loop. Me and him broke off because we really liked that. You know how they have like the '60s area in Dollywood? I don't know if you ever
I've
been.
never been to Dollywood.
So like they have all these different sections. So they got like the Wild West section, so everything's like cowboy times, and then they got like other sections. But this one was set in the '60s, so like it looks like the '60s. There's you can go buy food from this like what Sonic is now, but it's called the Red Rocket, and it looks like something out of Fallout because it's got a red rocket on top of this like gas station looking thing.
That's cool.
So we went over there to that area, and then we seen they had a theater, and it was open. So I was like, Andrew, let's go in the theater. It was like a huge theater. We went in, and we just sat down, and it's like 5 minutes after we sat down, this whole concert started. And it was this bluegrass band, and they sung like 5 or 6 songs, and that was it. No, we didn't have to pay nothing. We just,
I can get down with some bluegrass.
dude, we walked in there, and I was just like, this is awesome.
They had them. They had I don't know if y'all heard. I don't want to butcher his name. It's like Broston Maroney or Maroney.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a couple of good songs. There was one weird band that played, and I got really weird vibes from them. They were like a cult almost. It looked like it was 2 female lead singers, and like one of them would have on like all white, and one of them had like all black, and then like all their piano player and stuff had on like stripes and stuff. It was really weird.
That's strange. I mean, I feel like that's like. I feel
Like
it
were
was
there
fun.
stripes like black and white stripes?
Yes.
Oh god.
Yeah, it was weird. It was really weird. But like there was a couple in the crowd.
What were they called? Yin and Yang and the Zebras?
Dang, what were they called? If I asked Jacob right now, he would know. I have not listened to this new Young Gravy album.
Have you not really?
No, the last one I listened to was Gasanova.
Oh,
Let me see. I know I had that song on here.
but yeah, I'd suggest you go to Dollywood. They had some really good cinnamon bread.
Lucius is what they were called. That made it even weirder.
They were called Lucius.
Yes.
They were
There's a
called-
song playing.
They were called Lucius.
Don't copyright us, Lucius.
Yeah, please, Lucius, please, come on, please, come on the podcast.
Didn't mean to do that.
But yeah, I went and I talked to because they were standing out there. They were selling CDs and stuff after the concert. So we went up there and we was talking to him. I was talking to the bass guy, and I was like, "Man, you did really good out there." I said, "I wish I knew how to play like a bass like you do." And he was like, "Look, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't know what I was doing like 3 years ago."
You learned in 3 years.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I
And-
mean, and see, it's so bizarre because like some people can pick it up and they get it just like that.
because he was like, "To be honest with you, bro, I played piano for like my whole life. Never thought I was gonna be
Once you
playing
learn
bass."
one thing, though, I feel like it's very, very similar once you get
Yeah,
certain
'cause
music.
That's
all-
like that's like Daniel though, because Daniel
Yeah.
can play anything. I've
Yeah.
never seen anything he can't pick up and play, which I mean that's pretty cool.
I think it's awesome.
But like
They
other
just be
people,
going
it
ham
just-
on piano.
like me, I've tried and tried and tried to learn how to play a guitar.
Takes a lot of focus
Can't
and a lot of practice.
When I play guitar, I don't know how to play any songs, but I've made my own song. I know how to play like this first part of "Smoke on the Water," but woohoo, that everybody knows how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
When I play guitar, I hold it upside down like this, so I'm just like doing like I'm hitting it like this. So I'm looking at what I'm playing, and I got this one beat. I forget how it is, but with a guitar, I could play it, and it's the only thing I really know how to do.
You know the song "You Really Got Me" by the Kinks?
Yeah, you really got me going. You never heard that?
You really got me.
You really got me going.
Yeah.
I can play the open end of that.
Well, that's pretty good, I guess.
No, it's so simple because like you play it on like your E chord, like your top chord on a guitar.
So it's a one-string thing?
Yeah, it's 1 4 4 1, and then you repeat that 4 times.
Oh, nice.
And then you go 3 and 5. No, 5 and 7, and then you go 9 and 12.
I wish
So it's
Christian
just
would take his
hopping up.
guitar back, or I'd still try to play.
Everything I play is one chord songs.
Lucas Childress is a very good guitar player.
Yeah, he really is.
He can play the crap out of a guitar.
Lucas Childress.
He plays at the church I used to go to.
Married and got a baby now.
I heard about that.
He's a family man. He's also doing Bible study on
He's
Thursdays.
super sweet guy.
Yeah. He's doing Bible studies on Thursdays now.
Down to earth.
Andrew's married now too.
Andrew
Childers.
His younger brother,
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's married.
Didn't know that.
he's like
He's a year older than us.
19.
Dude's got his life together, and here I am, just like
Both of them do, it seems.
I don't know. I love them Childers though. I love Greg too. Greg's a very
great.
funny guy.
Greg is pretty funny.
My nana was having her car worked on by him because we don't live but just basically right over the hill from where his shop is.
Mm-hmm.
And so one day on the way home from school, I stopped in, and I was just seeing, when he thought it was going to be done. And I got there at like 2:50. I didn't leave till 4.
You just sat there talking?
Yeah.
That's the way I am with Jones in town. Like I'll just go and say, hey, I might come in this day to come get something done, and then I'll sit there and talk to him for like at least 30 minutes, like to a minimum 30.
Yeah.
I've stayed up there like one time like for an hour just sitting there talking. And this one time he changed my oil, and I just left. And I forgot to pay him because we was just sitting there cutting up talking, and I just got in my truck and left. He didn't say anything either. And I come back, he's like, oh yeah, you didn't pay. I like Jones. He's a good fellow. But yeah, Greg will talk to you too.
Mm-hmm. And I've known Greg my whole life, so that doesn't help it either.
I really have too, because that's where we used to go. We used to go to Troy's or Greg's, just whatever needed done was where we went.
Yeah. I always go, if I'm ever going to go anywhere, I'll go to, why have I just drawn a blank?
Billy Ray.
No.
Dennis.
No. Louisville.
Triple B's.
Yeah.
Yeah, not Gary. Yeah, Trent just got me crazy too. But
The Bates.
Yeah.
The Bateses. I don't know why I can't think of his name right now.
Trent just
Robbie.
had a stroke.
There you
Trent
go.
just had a stroke. Yeah, we used to go to them a lot too. I think we've been to almost every mechanic.
We don't really take our cars anywhere. My
Oh.
dad usually can figure stuff out. Unless it's like mountain tires or like something really huge.
Which
see,
I mean,
like-
I've stopped taking my truck to get its oil changed. Let's change my own oil now.
Yeah,
And,
I
really-
change my own oil.
Really, we do almost everything now. It's just like big stuff.
Yeah, like the only time I take it up there is like
True.
my AC was all kinds of messed up over the summer, and I didn't have a clue what was wrong with it.
I need to do mine like that.
So I took it out there to Robbie, and he was just like, "Yeah, we'll figure something out." He said, "I don't know if it'll work or not," but he said, "We'll try it."
That night that he went to go sell his subs, I hooked him up, and his son-in-law. Well, are they married, Casey? And
Yeah,
his
at the time
son-in-law.
it was his son-in-law too.
Yeah. Well, his son-in-law's truck, because Trent was going to sell them to him. So he didn't have hardly any tools at his house. Like he didn't have any Allen keys, all that bull crap you got to have to hook all that stuff up. So we went down to the shop. We was just working in the Triple B shop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was fun and all. But the next day, Trent got his subs back because they were too loud for JJ's wife.
No, they weren't too loud. He couldn't make them work because like he could tone them down and stuff, but they couldn't. because they were the deep subs, the 6.5 inch deep.
They were
So he
pretty
couldn't
big.
fit them under his back seat.
No. Well, by golly, those things were loud. They were,
yeah, I'm
they
sure.
were
What were they,
12s.
Yeah,
They were
Star
12s, and they
12.
had so much airspace.
Yeah.
Like,
Was it a vented box?
Yeah.
very
Yeah, I'm
much
sure they were
so.
pretty loud.
They were very loud. It took me like 3 hours to hook those up.
If I could have left them in my truck, I was going to, but I couldn't make them work.
Who's got them now?
Who's got them now? Does Jayton have them?
Jake and Barker.
It fits. What does he drive?
The little S10.
Oh, God. Does it still got glass in it?
Yeah, from what I've seen, yeah.
No, I don't think he put them in the S10. I think he put them in that white truck.
Well, either way, he's got some bumping subs. I need to fix mine. Mine ain't working. But I haven't looked at it. Oh, yeah? Oh.
Why do I have a feeling we're not going to leave as soon as this podcast is over? I ain't got to be at work in the morning. It's fine.
Do you not?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, that's trash.
Oh, well, I don't care.
So, Jackson, you're at college and stuff most of the time, and you're away from here. Do you miss being here all the time?
It's just one of those balance of time things. Like, I go up there for the first 2 weeks. I'll be in Chattanooga. I won't even think about coming back.
Yeah.
But it's like after you're up there for about 2-3 weeks, it's like I'm ready to come home for like a day or two, because I come back on the weekend sometimes.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Because it's what, about a 3.5 hour drive?
Yeah, it's about 3.5 with traffic.
But what about your first year up there? Did you kind of miss home more than?
Oh yeah,
Like you missed it, like.
it was a very tough adjustment because it's like nobody from here went to school up there. So when you got up there, it's pretty much me by myself and my roommates that I didn't really know. But you make bonds with your roommates. Like when you live with somebody for 6 months out of the year,
You're gonna
you
get to-
you get to know them.
Yeah.
But it was definitely hard.
So are
at
you
first.
rooming with the same people you were last year? Or?
No,
No?
my one of them wound up bailing out of college and going to lineman school, and he's already graduated and is out working. He was the one that shared a bunk with me, and then the other two rushed a frat.
So
And I don't know if I think they're in an apartment together, maybe.
so did you have 4 people in a room?
Yeah. Well, it's like you walk in, it's like a communal kitchen deal.
Okay,
All
yeah.
it was a fridge. There was no kitchen.
Okay.
And then you've got a bathroom on each side, and then you've got a door that goes into a bedroom. You got 2 beds in there.
Okay.
But you can do that however you want to. Like if you're in there with 3 of your buddies, what we wanted to do was move all 4 beds into one room and then do the other room and have like a ping pong table and like a dartboard and whatever else. We'll just have like a party room.
Yeah. I think that'd be cool.
It'd be
Or
awesome.
maybe a podcast set.
Or maybe a podcast setup.
I mean, I remember me and you, whenever we was back working in Village, talking about doing a podcast.
Now it's here.
I mean, I know, but why didn't you ever do anything with it?
Lack of people really. And of course, if I'm in Chattanooga, it's gonna be kind of hard to manage that kind of thing unless it's over like Zoom.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, you could talk to people from Chattanooga. I mean, do you get out and socialize?
Not really, because I mean, when you get to college, it's all about, everybody wants to party. Everyone wants to party and stuff. I'm not a big like frat guy. I've never been to a frat party or anything like that, so I don't get to know a lot of people.
That's fair. You just kind of hang out, do your own thing.
I hang out,
Stream
I
it,
go to- I mean-
stream it night a little bit.
Yeah, I stream at night a little bit. I meet people at the gym. That's mostly where I meet most of my friends is at the gym. But
So-
it usually stops right there.
Do they have a gym on campus for y'all?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's
It's like a
pretty
rec center. There's a.
Do you have to pay to go? Or?
It's free with tuition.
Oh, that's awesome.
You got we got like a pool room. It's got a water slide.
The most expensive gym membership there is.
There's 2 basketball courts. There's a track upstairs to run on.
There's a track inside.
Yeah.
Upstairs.
Upstairs, yeah.
Looks like some flash stuff.
You walk around the basketball courts pretty much. You
You
can watch
ever-
people play basketball.
You ever watch the CW Flash? Mm-mm. Oh, well, that's like, they had like an indoor track he ran. You see you in there just going,
And then,
Well, what they used as a track is what originally turned him into the Flash.
yeah.
You blew my mind. I'm not a big Flash guy.
I never was either until I watched that show.
But then you go downstairs and there's like a weight room, and there's like treadmills and stuff. It's pretty big, but I usually just go to the gym.
When we
Normally,
went,
you just stand like in that weight room or the basketball
The
courts.
basketball court mostly. Yeah.
we went to the Hickman County game, me and Andrew did. and we sat over there on the Hickman side because we were just
I saw that.
we were socialing. Oh, did you watch it?
I saw your story. I think you
Oh
posted
yeah,
it.
yeah. Well, we sat over there just to promote the podcast. Really, I'll be honest with you. We just kind of went over there just to
That was right after it started, wasn't it?
sort of. We was like a few weeks into it,
Yeah.
and
This was probably by episode 2 or 3.
I think we may have had 4 out at the time, and maybe 5 was already recorded. But yeah, I was talking to them people over there, and one of the boys was like, "Yeah, the locker room's underneath the gym." I was like, "What? You've been to Hickman County? You know how big that school is? That school is huge." When we showed up,
It's big.
they look kind of like a college campus. They're
it's
so
pretty,
big.
It's pretty massive.
Which I've only been to one college campus, and that was Martin. When my brother went and toured, I went up there and toured. Like my whole family went for some reason.
It's pretty big too.
I remember sitting in there and watching YouTube, and me and Dad
Martin's Rec Center is nice.
Ours is about the same layout.
Same layout as Martin's.
Yeah.
Now, maybe this isn't a Chattanooga story with you being out in college, and I know this is right off a topic, but I remember you saying you got pulled over on a bicycle.
I did. Wow.
Where
Didn't
was-
expect that one.
Where was this at?
Okay, so every summer, me and my friend group of about 5 guys,
Yeah.
we'll always take a vacation in the summer about June.
Yeah.
And we decided to go to, I think we were in Orange Beach. Was it either Orange Beach or it was, what's the one right next to it?
Is it Gulf Shores?
Yeah, Gulf Shores, that's where it was. We were in Gulf Shores. And, when you get to the beach, there's always a little, like, tiki hut thing, and they rent you bicycles.
Yeah.
Well, it was like our last day there. We was going to have to turn them back in the morning. And we walked up there. We checked them out, like, the second day we were there. And we're like, okay, we'll get these one day. And we'd walk back, and we did all our stuff all week. And then we was like, let's go get bicycles. So we went down there, and the dude was like, how long do y'all want them? We're like, we're leaving tomorrow morning. And this was at, like, probably 3 or 4 o'clock. And he said, I will give them to y'all for, like, $5 a piece because y'all are only going to have them through midnight. And he cut us a really good deal because it was going to be, like, $25 a piece. Yeah, I was like, yeah, heck yeah, we'll take them. So he gave them to us. And we rode up and down the beach all night. And I mean, like, I was rode for so long, I was getting, like, cramps in my legs.
Yeah.
Because I was just riding that thing everywhere. Like, we went...
Were y'all like riding off in the sand and stuff too?
No.
I was about to say.
That was a no.
You've got to have some, like...
We went up the strip on Front Beach Road and, like, was looking at the beach and stuff off the sidewalk. And then we came and went across the road and went away from the water, like 2 or 3 miles up the road. And went through, like, this suburban neighborhood and was, like, riding down roads and stuff. I have pictures of it. I'll show you after. And you could probably put one in if I could send it to you. You could probably put one in, Sean.
Here's a picture right here.
Oh, there's another one.
Oh, gosh.
I took some pretty good pictures, man. But anyways, we drove through the neighborhood and stuff, and then came back, and we were just riding around, like, talking to people. Because we were going to do, like, you see those TikTok clips where people just have the microphones and walk up to people and say random stuff?
Yeah.
We were going to do that. Well, we get done with that, ride back down the road, and then it's like, guys, probably not going to have time in the morning because we're just going to have to pack up and leave. So why don't we go ahead and go take these back? And I said, okay. So we had rode bicycles for, like, 6 or 7 hours at this point.
Golly.
It was like pitch black dark outside. So I was like, okay, let's go across the road. Do not get on the main road. Let's get on the back road. That way, if anybody's coming, they have no way of hitting us. And we turned this corner, and we're riding down through here. And the tiki hut is literally like probably 50 yards away. I'm like, okay, we're golden. And we pull them in, and we're looking for the locks. We like ride them in there, and it was like an open thing, so you could just like pull them in there and lock them up whenever you needed to. And we're locking them up, and my buddy Josh walks up behind us. Me and Jacob are in the hut. Josh walks up behind us, and he goes, "Guys," and we go, "What? We're trying to get these locked up." And he goes, "The cops are here." And I just look behind me, and there's red and blue lights everywhere. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what have we done? I'm like, they think we're stealing bicycles. I was like, they just think we're just going to tell them that we're not stealing them. We're putting them back up. We walk back out there, and one cop had pulled up, and the other one had pulled up and blocked us in. There was 2 cops on us, on kids on bicycles. And I was probably like 17 or 18. So
So
I
you
don't
were
know.
prime suspect
So-
number one.
Oh yeah, 100%. I had my long dreadlocks.
Oh, yeah, you were prime suspect
It was-
Oh,
number
yeah,
one.
you got
great. I look like a
stereotyped.
stoner stealing a bicycle.
I'm just trying to ride, man.
Yeah, I just want to feel the wind. But
I wish y'all could have seen his face when he done that. 'Cause that was the greatest thing ever. Connor, if you can try to somehow clip that and just zoom in, please do.
But we walk out there, and all four of us walk out there, and Jacob's behind me going, "Don't shoot, please!" Pretty much.
Jacob was.
Yeah, he was being sarcastic. It was funny. And we walk up there, and the cop's like, "So, what do you guys get into tonight?" I was like, "We're just trying to put these bicycles back up. We rented them about 3 or 4 o'clock today." And he said, "Well, you have your ID on you?" And I was like, "I have a driver's license." And he took all our driver's license and came back. And Josh was like, no, this is the funny part. He was like, "Do any of y'all have warrants?" And everybody said no. And Josh looks at him and goes, "I hope not. Why are you going to send it to a cop?" So I'm sure he searched Josh for a warrant.
Yeah, most definitely.
Came back, and he's like, "Guys, I don't know what the laws are in Tennessee, but you got to wear a helmet on these bicycles, and you got to have a headlight at night." And I was like, "How am I supposed to have a headlight on a bicycle I rented? What am I supposed to do? Go buy one?" And he's like, "Also, you ran that stop sign back there." And we look back, and there's a little stop sign sitting in the dark. No, there's
my
no
gosh.
cars on this road at all. It's a 4-way behind everything. There's no cars. It's like 12 o'clock at night.
No one's on the road.
Nobody.
Imagine getting points on your license. Having to
Oh,
go pay
buddy,
it.
I was gonna be mad. He's like, "Guys, you have to stop at the stop sign." And I just looked at Jacob and I'm like, "What the heck is he talking about?" But he's like, he has his licenses back, and he's like, "Guys, I didn't do anything. Just make sure to stop next time." And then drove off and left. And I'm like, "What the heck just happened?" I thought we just did a side mission.
You rented the box in GTA. That's what happened.
We rented bikes and got pulled over on a bicycle.
Yeah.
I will never be able to do that again.
You never gonna go rent a bike again?
No, I'll definitely go ride a bike again, but
Like, I mean,
I won't be
rent
putting a freaking headlight on it. I'll get pulled over again. I don't care. It was so stupid, dude. Because
You
like
need to try and
Hey,
get pulled over
but
next time.
at least you know if you get pulled over again, you know what it's for.
yeah, I guess
Just be like, look, I've already dealt with y'all.
I'll get back on it right away.
Just pull over now.
Never.
Just go 5 miles an hour.
Put your hands up.
Put your feet down.
No,
Just stick them out to the side.
I don't think their parents ever. I don't think Josh's parents took us then. I don't think they ever figured out that happened.
So what do they do whenever y'all go? Do they not like hang out with y'all, or do they just
No,
go?
they kind of do their own thing, and then we'll just go off and do whatever. Really.
That's fair.
Now it's at the point to where like all of us are pretty much of age, so we'll usually just load up in like 2 cars and drive ourselves.
Yeah.
Get like an Airbnb or something.
So do you like doing the Airbnb more than like a hotel?
The thing with hotels is whenever you go to the beach, you have to be, I think it's like 25
25.
to get a room. Yeah. And same thing with condos and stuff. But,
But like
you can,
Airbnbs, you can.
yeah, you can look on the app. Usually, what we usually do is, everybody's pretty much 21 now. But like what we did last year was Jacob would find a place, and he just messaged the owner, and be like, "Hey, we're not 25 or anything, but I mean it's 5 of my buddies. We're trying to find time in the summer off of work to go and have a good vacation week long." He said, "None of us smoke. We don't have pets." He said he'll just tell her like, "I was just wondering if maybe we could rent your place for like 5 or 6 days," and then usually they'll be like, "Yeah,"
Yeah.
because they don't care as long as you don't destroy anything
If I was an owner of like an Airbnb, I'd be like, yeah, sure. Like,
until somebody comes in and
yeah. If so, like,
screws it up.
But if they text me like that,
Yeah, we're always pretty cordial about talking to them.
good word, cordial.
Yeah,
Word of the day.
Word of the day.
cordial, man.
I just want to feel the wind.
Last time I heard word of the day was about 24 hours before I got food poisoning.
Ew.
Oh, dude, when what?
Rancid.
Rancid, yeah.
That was the last word of the day.
That was the last word
That's a
of the
good
day.
description of your food poisoning.
Dude, that was so bad.
Good description of what caused it.
I wish you could have tried some of those cakes.
I don't. I wouldn't wish that upon my
I
worst
didn't even want
enemy.
to look at them, man.
Did you watch that video?
Yeah, I watched it.
Did
Trent
it almost?
lived
Yeah. Don't worry.
Did you watch it again? Oh no, yeah, that's right. Trent was at the doctor, and they were like, "Well, what did you do that might give you food poisoning?" And he told them, and they were sitting there watching the video, and they were showing him the video.
And I nearly puked all over everything of theirs. They were like, "Oh, is that the part?" And I went,
Dude, that's pretty funny. That like we're to the point now where we go to the doctor, we're sick from something like that. They're
You
like,
just show them a clip.
they're like, they pull it up. Is this what it's from? Yeah.
"Yeah."
That's pretty funny.
One of these days, we're gonna film something for BTP, and my elbow's gonna be like backwards or something. And I'm just walking.
yeah.
I'm just walking there, and they'll be like,
We're all gonna walk in severely damaged, like
and they'll
injured.
be like, "What were y'all filming this time? Like, is it gonna be a good video at least?"
I'll bring the camera in and then pull up the files and be like, so this is what happened. Is it
Right
cool?
right here, where his neck snapped backwards. That's when it happened.
Did you see the 15 cartwheels that he did after flying off of that? Yeah, I can't help that.
Did you see the spine compression whenever he hit the ground?
Yeah, where he touched the ground right here.
BTP? We go to space.
Whenever his chest and his like bottom of his foot were touching the same spot on the ground at the same time. That's what done it.
When his femurs switch locations.
God,
Oh,
could you imagine breaking your femur?
yeah, I just don't want to talk about that. So I'm just gonna move right on. So Trenton Bates. This might be like a little deep.
Let's hit it. What's deep?
But like you growing up, you kind of grew up a little different than like I'd say me and Jackson did. You know, like you really were kind of raised by your grandparents,
Both sets, yeah.
by Todd and Lisa. Shout out to you guys, love y'all so much.
Yeah, them for the majority because I stayed with them like during the weeks and
Shout
a lot of
out,
weekends, and then I went to Kay and Ray's.
Shout out Mama K, we love you. You make the best oatmeal cookies. I love you.
Should have brought Jackson an oatmeal cookie.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Mom OK was the one that came to the baseball games, wasn't she?
Yes.
I remember. I used to see them all the time.
Yeah.
And old Ray Bates.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say.
Like how different do you think that? Like, do you ever think of that as any different? Because I mean, like, you know,
I would say it was for the better, honestly.
You
I'd
learn
say-
a lot of stuff from your grandparents
Yeah,
that would
like,
not be taught otherwise.
No, because like you don't realize how much you pick up from your grandparents. Like just in like most people only see their grandparents, you know, like every
Holidays.
holidays, or they might see them on the
sometimes see 'em.
weekends, stuff like that. You know.
Yeah.
So like in what little time you normally spend with them, normally they teach you a lot of things, and just at the holidays or stuff. You know, like they'll try to teach you to use your manners and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say I kind of picked up on stuff like that a lot earlier than most people did, just because. And I was raised by Todd and Lisa since I was about 2 years old.
Which I mean, now you know your mom and dad. They're kind of more in your life.
Yeah, and I mean it's not like either of them weren't in my life.
Yeah, it was
when I
just like
younger. It was
your dad
just-
was working all the time, and I guess your mom was probably doing the same.
Yeah, Mama was working quite a lot. Nana just kind of picked me up one day and decided that it was better for me to live with her, and I see the reasoning now, and I agree with her that it was better for me to live with her.
Yeah.
But, because, like, whenever I was first born, my mama had turned 18 6 months prior, and my dad didn't turn 20 till 2 weeks after I was born.
Mm-hmm.
So I was for sure a mistake. But I mean, I don't really care. It is what it is.
They had a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah,
That's it, though.
yeah. I mean, there was, yeah. But, so my dad kind of realized that if he wanted to provide for me, he had to go work off on the road. So he was working 11 months out of the year. He worked 11 and a half months out of the year. Missed most birthdays, most holidays, most school events, stuff like that. But I mean, that's something, I say you get used to it. You don't, but you do at the same time.
Once you get to a certain age where you see what he's doing and why he's doing it,
Yeah.
so it doesn't really.
Yeah.
It's
like,
not
now
damage.
Yeah, like, and like used to every time he left, I would cry.
Yeah.
Like when I was little, I would cry. But like now that I'm older, I see him leaving, and he's got 2 other kids with Jerica now.
Mm.
And I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to see him go because I know he's going to be gone for 6 months, 8 months, whatever. But then I'm also like, but
He's doing it for you.
yeah, he's doing it for me. And now I think of it a lot because like I've got 2 younger siblings. Like he's got 2 other kids. I'm like,
Trent used to be an only child.
yeah, I was an only child
For
until I
forever,
was
dude.
11.
And then here comes old Sarah.
And then my mama had a little girl. And then, let's see, Sarah's...
So, think about like a female version of Trenton, but she still wears her glasses.
You remember when I used to wear glasses? Yeah,
She just imagine like little Trenton with a wig on. That's what Sarah looks like,
like a brown wig.
but like 10 times more hateful.
Yeah, like my mama says it all the time. She said I was the godsend child because, and she even claims that on my dad's part too because she's right. My dad's, both of his little kids are meaner than rattlesnakes, just buck wild.
Are they boys?
One's a little boy, the other one's a little girl.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah. And Sarah, she's not really like loud or anything, but she's smart. Ooh. There's not many people that I just want to slap the taste out of their mouth, but she's one of them.
He's like little tiny. How old is Sarah?
9.
His 9-year-old sister.
And
That's prime age too. Where It's
Yeah.
like, oh.
and there's nothing I would want more most days than to just wring her jaws. But I mean, no. Going back to the question, I would say it's not that different because like
I mean,
you see how Nana is.
Yeah.
Nana's, she had kids relatively young. She was 22.
NM is my mom from home. I mean, mom away from home.
Yeah.
I've had a few of those in my life. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely had a few of those.
Had my camp mom, my village mom. It was just like, you spend so much time at a place instead of your house. It's just like, that's my family. Because that's how it was. Like, every time I go work somewhere, it's just like, I'm there more in the house. And it's bad. Because I'm just like, oh, there's extra shifts.
But yeah, like, whenever I was born, so Mama and Daddy still lived with Todd and Lisa at the time.
Yeah.
They lived there till I was 1.5. And then I didn't really live in that trailer for a year before I moved out of it. So for 17 and a half years, I've been raised by my grandparents.
I remember that, I think the first time I ever spent the night with you, it was at your mom's whenever she had that house right across from the river.
Yeah.
That house was interesting.
That house was interesting.
I've never really seen a house
layout,
like it.
Its layout was very weird.
Yeah, like this house was really weird, like the layout.
Because it was built on like a hill, so like part of the house was in the hill. It was odd.
It was very weird, but hey, it was a cool
It was
house.
built like on the side of the hill.
And there was 2 beds for us. For some reason, there was 2 beds up in that room.
No, the reason there was 2 beds is because I had bunk beds at the trailer.
Oh yeah, okay, fair.
And so just whenever they took the bunk beds apart and moved them over to that house,
It just wasn't
you
tall
couldn't
enough.
fit bunk beds.
Because it had one of them slope roofs.
Yeah.
Man.
And then, would I have ever used it, even if she still lived there and I lived with her? No, but I had a dormer that it was like a little, like you could walk through the doors and it was like a sunroom basically.
Oh yeah,
Right
that's
outside
right.
my room. That was interesting as well.
It was from the sunroom.
My papa had one, and that's where they put all of our toys at his house. And this was at his old house in Reagan. He sold that house, but there was this big old sunroom, and they put all my Legos in there. And so every time I went down there, I never had Legos at the house anymore. But every time I went down there, I was like, "Bro, where are my Legos?" And I'd see my cousins and them playing with them. And I'd be like,
Don't touch my Legos.
I was like, those dim is mine, dim mine. I had a whole box of Legos, like, cause I always wanted the sets when I was a kid. Like, that was my go-to thing.
Yeah,
was-
like anybody asks you what you want for Christmas, birthday, or they're just like, hey, you can pick out something. Legos.
My mom taught me my ABCs before I went to school, and she was like, if you can learn them before you go to school, I'll buy you a gift. And so I learned them, and she's like, what do you want? And I was like, that Indiana Jones Lego set. And
what I want?
I ended up getting it, and she glued it together. I hated when she did that.
Why'd she do
She
it
would
for?
glue mine because
So you
she didn't
didn't
want.
break 'em?
Yeah,
See, like my thing was, whenever I was younger, I didn't, because my dad and Tristan's dad were both big into Legos when they were younger. Them and both of their brothers. So they always had like the old Legos from like the 70s and stuff where you could just get tubs of Legos and build whatever. Like it come with so many pieces of whatever. So they had 2 of those like big 25-gallon totes just full.
You can make anything.
Odd and end Legos. I could make anything I want.
When Lego Movie came out, Trent was like, "Wait, they made a movie about me?"
Basically, I was like, "This is what I've been doing my whole life."
He should have sued him for the double-decker couch. Everybody knows Trent Bates came up with that.
And so like used to me and Tristan, we had like the Avengers Lego sets. Those stayed together for about a week. And then we realized we could make something cooler if we like took the jets from them and turned them into like flying houses.
Yeah.
So they stayed in Avengers jet for about 72 hours. Not even a week. It was like 2-3 days.
I never did have a lot of Legos. I don't think I ever had a Lego set, really.
Really?
I played with, I have a lot of race cars.
I had
I had
some
a lot of
cars
Hot
too.
Wheels cars.
Yeah.
I had a lot of Hot Wheels cars as well.
And a lot of Nerf guns. I was a big Nerf gun guy.
I had a few Nerf guns. My parents really didn't like them because I would
had a
shoot.
lot.
Me and
Like
Christian.
2 of
would-
those big, like you talking about 25-gallon totes, like 2 of those full of Nerf guns and like 3 of those full of like race cars.
We only had 2 lightsabers my whole life.
Yeah, I didn't ever have but like one lightsaber.
And like we had 2, me and Christian had them, and like we would fight all the time. This one time, I don't remember what I did, but we was in the basement, and I hit my head on like the roof somehow. And like, I was a little kid. I don't know how I did it, but I hit my head on the roof and I just laid on the floor, that concrete floor. And I think Christian left me. He's like, "Oh, get up, you're fine." But I hit my head on something. And then he just went back upstairs, and I finally went back.
Do you
got in
remember
my pity
when
party.
the Nerf made those swords, like those foam swords
Yeah.
that weren't really
They were
foam?
really hard.
Yeah.
Mm.
Me and Tristan got some of those. We each got one year, and then since Jug and Chris were both children, they got one. And so we were out in the yard at Kay and Ray's playing with them. And then, do you remember the disc Nerf guns?
Yeah.
Well, they bought us the one where you had to pull it back every time, load one
Oh, it
disc.
was like a
in
single shot?
Yeah, they bought us those.
Those
and
shoot
then,
hard.
Oh, they shoot hard. But the battery powered ones that hold like 35 ones, they each bought one of them
You can
because
dump like 20 out in 2 seconds.
yeah. Yeah, so they both had a sword in one of those that would dump 20 out in 2 seconds. And we had the smaller swords that they made.
It's like a dagger.
Yeah, and the little single shot ones. And they beat us all over that yard for 2.5 hours.
When Christmas just becomes an all-out war.
That's what it was.
That's
because
the best, though.
For some reason, at my papa's, every year, don't ask me why this happens. We have everything on Christmas Eve, but like for some reason, every year, after everybody opens their presents and there's just like paper everywhere, it just becomes a war. Everybody starts wadding them up and just throwing them.
That's actually fun.
It's like
Oh, yeah.
everybody too. Like as soon as it gets done, you better have your stuff wadded up and ready to go. Because once that first one's thrown, it's all.
That's awesome.
Everybody's getting hit. This year, somebody threw a box and hit Christian in the head.
Oh my god.
Have you ever instigated one of those wars, Connor?
Yeah, I've started a lot of them because I never want to be the last one to throw. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm always looking all sketched out. I got all my stuff laying next to me. I'm like,
But you could realistically make a bigger ball and then throw it last and do a lot of damage.
yeah, but the smaller ones just go so fast
That is true.
and they hit so hard. Somebody hit me in the face this year, and I just like grabbed it and I went thinking I threw it as hard as I could, and it hit the wall behind Christian, and I was like, whoops, because it made a thud. We also had one of those. This is a big old. I don't know what it was. It was a big old silo of cardboard. So you know they have the regular ones come off wrapping paper. Well, this was like probably 1/4 inch thick. It was heavy, and somebody was holding it. And I was like, "Oh God, they're gonna throw that. And they're gonna kill somebody."
Probably.
Yeah, I had a good Christmas this year. It was fun.
No, talking about Jug and Chris being kids. Well, they're still into Legos too. Like my dad, he bought. Have you seen the Cinderella Castle Lego set? Yeah, he bought that and put in his 3-4-year-old daughter's bedroom. But like he glued it together that way she couldn't take it apart.
What a jerk, dude. Putting gluing Legos. What I got.
It took him a week and a half to build that
I
Lego
kind of
set.
understand.
Because
I would've
it
glued
was
too.
a-
I was just.
I don't remember how many pieces it is. It's like a $500 Lego set.
I'll tell you what would be pretty cool is if, like, say we don't have a guest for an episode, we could just, like, have a Lego set and me, you, and Finn sit here and put it together as we're talking.
Oh, that would not be good. We couldn't do that. No.
Like, by the Lego Death Star. You know how big those things
Oh
are?
god.
Oh
It'd be
God,
the size of this table.
It really would be.
it would.
Oh,
But they
gosh.
used to get us Lego sets for Christmas, and like you know how like Lego has its own special tape that they use. Ours wouldn't have that. Ours would have Scotch tape because they would open up all of our Legos and build them, and then take them apart piece by piece, put all the pieces back down in there, tape it closed, and then give them to us for Christmas. Because where they worked off on the road, they would get bored, so they would build our Christmas presents and then give them to us.
It's kind of messed up.
A lot of Tristan's PlayStation games got played too. Luckily, I always played Xbox.
Has the seal broke on the game.
I wouldn't mind.
I'd be like, cool. Use from GameStop. I'm in.
Yeah.
Moving off of this subject, kind of going back into like your plans after you get out of college, and just like you in general living and stuff later in life. Do you plan on living here?
Yeah, eventually. I'd like to retire here.
Retire here. Okay.
I want to be around for my parents too. I don't want to just like move off and then I'll move back. My parents are like 85 and like, oh wow, my parents are old.
That's fair. You got any like idea where you want to try to move to?
I don't want to move too far off, honestly. I'd like to travel and stuff and see the world, but I mean, I'd like to live somewhere close. I don't think I'll ever move out of Tennessee.
That's fair.
I'd like to have a vacation home on the beach somewhere.
You could be the Airbnb guy.
That would be awesome.
That's just money while you're sleeping.
That's it.
It's like a car wash,
Yeah.
but
But
more
a
money.
lot more money.
But a lot more money.
I don't know. Car washes make bank.
Or like a laundromat.
Wash my clothes with my money.
Yeah, that you earned from them. It's an infinite cycle.
That's it.
Yeah, but I feel like that's
Well,
a
just
good way to
think.
be
Then you're
successful.
paying yourself to
Like,
wash
we could
your.
buy an Airbnb and put a laundromat inside of it.
True.
That's true. But I feel like that is a good way to become successful. It's like all those ways of passive income.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there's
Because-
a lot to do too.
Because if you go to sleep and you're making money while you're sleeping,
You're doing very well.
and then you wake up and you're gonna be making money while you're.
I want to be to the point in my life where it's technically a waste of time for me to stop and pick up a $100 bill off the ground.
That would be nice.
That would be crazy.
Now, will that ever happen? Probably not. But
It might.
I don't
just
know.
gotta-
You got to be making multi-millions of dollars
I
a
want to
year.
have a lot of money, but I mean, I could live without it. Honestly.
I could too. I just
Oh,
want to
yeah.
be successful.
Yeah.
I want to do enough to get by and help people around me.
Yeah,
You know?
I want to meet a lot of people too.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I could could definitely just what do you call it, very minimum person.
Minimalistic.
Yeah, I could definitely do that. I mean,
Going through this college stuff, man, that'll get you used to not having any money.
it's a good thing I don't plan on going
Live
to
that
college.
college lifestyle, man.
Yeah.
How often do you eat like ramen noodles?
I try to stay away from ramen, honestly.
Like,
I eat a
what
lot
do
of
you-
bologna.
You eat a lot of bologna,
A lot of bologna.
like cook bologna, or you just eat
I
the
fry it.
fried?
I
Do you
get
have like
fancy
a?
with it. Fry it.
Do you have?
You'll get fancy with it
like
every once in a
griddle?
while and fry it.
Yeah, like a griddle or something.
I use a skillet.
Okay, so you got like an oven.
I actually have
and stove.
a grilled cheese maker, and sometimes I throw it in there. I make grilled cheese in like 2 minutes. Good meal, man.
You ever put the bologna on the grilled cheese and do
Yeah.
grilled cheese bologna?
Yeah. What I usually do is get the thick bologna and do 2 slices, and then a slice of cheese in the middle. Put some mustard on there. Boy.
Mm.
And a bag of hot Cheetos with it. You
Bag
can
of
have
hot Cheetos.
Cheetos with it.
You prefer hot Cheetos or Takis?
Hot Cheetos.
Hot
I've never
Cheetos are
ate- I've
so
never
much
ate
better
either.
than Takis.
I've never ate either of them. If I could talk.
Hot Cheetos are good.
Excuse me, but how do you plan on becoming successful in what you are doing? The big scale of the marketing
That's
world.
a tough question, man.
Like what's your plan?
I don't know, honestly. I like to have my own company, but I mean, We're in a tornado. I mean, creating your own company, it's as easy as making a YouTube channel, you know what I'm saying? That'd be my ideal way of doing something is create a YouTube channel and then create a product to go with the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some sort of media. I like doing, not like social media, but like videos or like podcasts or like a show or something. I enjoy all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I do too. Like, I post stuff on TikTok. I just post clips of this on TikTok, but I do it to attract a new. Because with TikTok, you can
you can easily reach people.
You can
with
reach
TikTok.
more people than I can just sit here on YouTube.
Yeah.
Now, do I wish that all these videos would have got as many views as that first one? Oh, heck yeah. I think it's like almost at 700 now.
Yeah.
It just goes up. But I think that's just because of how many people clicked on it to begin with. And then they hit the like button. And then I think it just like popped up on. It had to like come up on the feed or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just wish all those people would have hit the subscribe button. That would have put us really close to our goal.
Hit the red button.
Just hit the red
And the
button.
bell.
And the bell. Become part of Nody Gang with Jackson
You
Tatum.
need it.
But, like, you don't have, like, a set plan.
No, I never have really had a set plan for anything.
You just kind of go with the flow.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I'm
So
not
what
gonna
is your
lie.
way?
I've used to. I thought I had just like a set plan on life. You know, I thought I was dead set on everything I was ever gonna do.
It changes
No.
constantly.
See, like at this point, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm thinking make it past this semester of high school, and I'm set.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
You gotta set short-term goals.
That's what Bailey Freeman said.
Yeah.
That's it.
When we asked him, like, what his biggest piece
I
of
mean, you can ask people that are like my dad's age, and they'll be like, "I want to be so and so when I grow up." I mean, he's grown up. I mean, people don't really ever figure out what they want to do.
That's true.
Yeah.
Mine has just changed recently, like, and it was kind of just changed, and then I changed it back. Jacob Ward told me he could get me on the boat as soon as I get out of high school. And, like, I still think that might be a good idea for a few years. But, like, I don't really want to do that my whole life. But Christian the other day, yesterday, he was like, why don't me and you start our own business? And I was like, you know, that kind of sounds intriguing because me and him can do anything, really. He can do HVAC and stuff, and I can do plumbing, electrical. I mean, we can build stuff.
I'm just saying, if I go to HVAC school, I'll work for y'all.
Mario, Luigi, and Toad.
You gotta wear red, green, and blue or whatever.
I just need to wear red, white, and blue at all times.
Me and Christian, we've dressed up as Mario and Luigi for I couldn't tell you how many Halloweens. And this recent one, like, I only went when we were little kids. Our parents would just dress us up like that. And I'd always stuck being freaking Luigi because I'm a little brother. But I went to Christian's little Halloween get together he had. I think it was like a year after he got married. It was my junior year. No.
Yeah, it was last year.
Yeah.
Not like this past Halloween. Halloween
Yeah,
before.
it was my junior year. And I dressed up as, he had a Mario party for Halloween. So everybody was dressed up as Mario characters. And he was Mario and I was Luigi. And then you had all of Savannah's friends down there. So we really just had like a wedding, like the wedding party get together again.
Yeah.
But minus Justice because he was away. Everybody just dressed up as Mario.
That's pretty.
There was her Savannah's friend, Elsa, that's her name. She's got red hair or whatever. She had it put up. And she had a little W mustache on her, and she was
like
Waluigi.
That's
She's
cool.
wearing purple.
That's cool.
I thought that was funny. There was a. I cannot think of what. Savannah was Peach, Mario, and then her other friend was like Toadette. So I mean Trent Bates. She's the one who caught the boutonniere, not boutonniere. Wait, is it?
No,
Bouquet?
the boutonnieres with the wait,
Yeah,
no.
that's the flower. Yeah, the
Yeah.
bouquet.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
bouquet.
I caught the we call them they come off the
I don't know what that is. Oh,
garner. Caught
Yeah.
the garner.
The garner.
there you go.
And so, obviously, you catch the garner, you're the next to be married.
Yeah.
And she caught the bouquet, so I was just like, oh, here I am, like, sophomore year. I'm like, I was like, we're going to get married.
He told her that and then proceeded to get a picture taken with her.
Yeah, I always aggravate her about that every time I share. I'm like, when are we getting married?
That's pretty funny.
She's like 20-something. But, I mean, if you're watching this, she ain't a day over 19, Rawr. Oh, Kayla Con.
Ooh. No. No.
But
No, Connor. No.
what?
No.
Trenton's not into me chasing cougars, you know.
I ain't worried about the cougar part, just you going, "Rawr." No.
Arr.
No. No. It's like a little kid whenever he's really angry, he's just, "Rawr."
But I feel like passive income is really the way to do things now.
Yeah.
Like, it's not go bust your back working really hard on something your whole life, you know.
Because everything's moving to digital.
Everything
I seen
is.
this thing a while back, and it said if you really want to do something, like if you really want to make money with your life, it said you need to have 3 forms of passive income coming into your account at all times, plus an actual job.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
I mean, if you think about it, there's always going to be people who don't go to college or barely make it out of high school. They're always going to be working blue-collar jobs.
Yeah.
There's just the people who know how to use, like, websites and stuff
Yeah.
and how to build that kind of stuff.
And you don't even have to go to school to learn that stuff.
No.
either.
No.
Like, I'm teaching myself right
Something,
now.
something that I would love to get into, but it's really, like, it's a competitive thing, is drop shipping.
Yeah, I've looked
It's went
into it.
downhill, though.
It has went downhill?
Yeah. You, like,
I think
like
it's
3 or
got-
4 years ago, it was, like, humongous. Like, we could have done it in, like, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But now it's so... it's like watered down pretty much. Like, there's so many people that does it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. You could have started drop shipping back in
you
2019.
started in 2019 right now. You'd be doing
Like, that's
probably,
that's like what I don't remember who that was that said that today. It's like, there's no excuse to not know how to do something nowadays because you can literally
on the
top it in
internet.
your phone
Yeah.
and watch a YouTube video and
Yeah.
you'd figure it out.
there. I think like real estate and Airbnb is like a good one
Yeah.
because
It's a big thing right now.
that's
Yeah.
definitely that's
I
definitely
got
a
an
thing to hop on
opportunity
right
to
now.
get my real estate license,
Mm.
and I thought about taking it. But, I mean, there's just some, like, in a place like this, you know, if I'm going to do real estate, I want to own my own.
Yeah.
That's going to be on me. I'm not going to be working for somebody, and I just couldn't do that here.
You either make it big or you make it very broke, very fast in real estate. I think it was I saw a video of I think it's T-Pain.
Real estate's just
Of who?
commission work.
T-Pain.
Mm-hmm.
He invested in a bunch of stuff in Florida, and he said I lost like $3 million.
Yeah.
Because he said we just went in and thought we were just going to rebuild all this crap, and there was no saving any of that land, so he just lost all his money.
Yeah.
So it's like one bad decision, and then you're pretty much down.
Yeah, you have to really know what you're looking at, what's capable of being fixed and not capable of being fixed.
Yeah. But I think it would be a good. Like, say I own like a little cabin in Gatlinburg.
Yeah.
People stay in them all the time, all year round too.
Year round.
It's not
Gatlinburg
like,
is one place people go year round.
it's
Yeah.
not like oh they only go in the fall or they only go in the summer.
Yeah, like
It's
some
like-
people want to go see Gatlinburg in the wintertime. Some people don't want to go, they want to wait until the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
Putting in Pigeon Forge would really be the best.
Yeah.
Because during the summer, people want to go and ride all the go-karts and stuff, and then in the winter, they want to go to the mountains.
Pigeon Forge is a whole trip itself. Like I mean, we probably could have spent 2 days just looking at everything in Pigeon Forge.
There's a lot of places to spend money.
There really is. I refuse to buy food at Dollywood because, like a bottle, I refuse to buy water. Refuse to buy. Whenever we got out, like we were there all day. We
Yeah.
went that morning, and I left my water bottle in the car.
Yeah.
And I've seen how much they were. It's like $4 for a little bottle of water. You know, it's like, I'm too much of a cheapskate. So I waited all day. Like I was just finding water fountains as I could. And I was just like,
That's how I was at that music festival.
mm-hmm.
I actually took a water bottle was gonna be like $5, so I spent $25 on a metal water bottle and filled it up like 10 times the whole time I was there, because they had little refill stations.
But yeah, I refused to. And whenever we got out, it was like in a movie. Whenever they get out, like almost like if I was in Die Hard, after I got out of the hotel, I'd be running. Well, I got out of Dollywood, and Andrew did the same thing. Which I mean, he bought stuff, but like we sprinted to the car, and then I got there and I drank all my water, and I was like, "Oh crap, I need more water."
Yeah.
And we went to McDonald's. That was so good.
I
McDonald's
heard you
in the
drank
mountains.
about 7 liters of sweet tea at Dick's.
Oh, dude.
McDonald's sweet tea is good.
No, at Dick's Last Resort. While
Okay.
they were
I've
at
never been
Dick's.
there.
Okay, Dick's Slash Resort, it's great.
It's perfect for Connor because they're like smart.
They're smart to
Yeah.
you. They're hateful and smart to you, and I do really good with that. And so I
It
was
just amplified Connor's.
I was just, being myself. I was just, I was interacting with them pretty heavy. Have I ever told you about this? Okay, so I go to Dick's Slash Resort with Andrew Finn and them up in Gatlinburg. We sat out there and waited on the porch for about probably an hour, close to 2.
Yeah.
We finally get in there, and we sit down, and there's a menu on the floor, and I didn't have a menu, and I wanted to see what they had, so I reached down and picked it up, and the waitress that was talking to the people over there and said, "You think you can just pick stuff up the floor? You think this is like your trailer?" And I looked around and said, "It's about as trashy as it." So that really kind of started it. And so she finally eventually went over there to give everybody their menus. And, they start having this. They said, "It's 8 o'clock here at Dick's. You know what that means? It's time for the ugliest outfit challenge." So that waitress, after I said that, like, she was dead set on, like, I need to screw with that guy. Well, they picked little kids to go pick people, and she called one of the kids over there and said, "Go get him." And so the little girl goes over there and picks me. So I get up there, and I'm wearing my big winter coat because it was cold, and I had this shirt on, actually. And so that winter coat looks like a lumberjack coat. So they started, what they do is they let you walk down the middle strip and back like it's a
Like it's a
fashion show. Well, everybody gets to it. It gets to me. They want you to, like, bust a move, sort of, but nobody was doing it until, like, I started going, and I started, shaking just a little bit, just putting my moves out, turning back around, and they're like, well, we got the sexy lumberjack here. And so I'm just laughing. There's this woman next to me. She's on her bridal shower. She's the bride. And they serve like 45-ounce margaritas there. And she's got the big cup in her hand, and she's trashed. And she's screaming, "F you, shut up." And then she looked at me, and, like, I said something to her. She looked at me and said, "Shut up, Justin Bieber." And I was like, what? I was like, what? So I'm thinking, okay, so this girl, I said, she's probably going to be my biggest threat here. I got to win this. So then there's this guy who looks like Maui from Moana. So they instantly start calling him Maui. And they eliminate the other people, and it's just me, her, and him. And they have us walk around the whole place. Well, I started walking around. I took my jacket off, and I started swinging it above my head, and I was dancing. And I stopped at this one table, and I looked over at this girl. And you ever seen Johnny Bravo? I stopped and looked and said, "Man, I'm pretty." And I fixed my hair. And then I started rocking back to where I needed to be back. So I got back up there. I didn't know this. Adam and then told me all the people I was walking by were holding money out.
Trying to give you money?
Yes, I wish I would have known that. I would have took it.
Oh my god.
I probably would have made $300 that night.
Yeah.
Like,
Because
if not
everybody
more.
was drunk in there.
Yeah, if not
Everybody
more.
in there was plastered and like, "Oh, here's $40,
So
here $20."
I get back up there, and they cheer for us. They
Yeah.
cheer for who's getting voted off or who wins. And that girl gets voted off, and she's pretty mad about it. And she was like, "I hate you," talking to me. And I looked at her, and I was like, "Hey, congratulations on your wedding, by the way." And she's like, "Oh, thank you." I said, "You broke character." And then I said, it was a very subtle thing. I don't know if anybody's seen me do that. I was just like, run along. Okay, so it's up to me and Maui now, and everybody in the store, everybody in the restaurant is like cheering to like the same amount. They're cheering the same amount, and I'm like, crap, this guy might beat me. And then they go, we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna have the dad bod challenge.
Oh no.
I don't think they knew I was 17 at the time.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I'm in. Like, I don't care. I'm about to do whatever it takes to
I'm
win this.
in.
Like, I've got to win. Maybe I would get like a prize from it or something. And there was. I'll touch on that in a second. But me and this guy, we get out there, and so I'm just like dancing. I lift my shirt up a little bit. I'm just dancing like this. He gets out there and takes his shirt off and starts doing this. And they're like, now y'all both do it. So I got to rip my shirt off immediately. And I just started, I was just like dancing. Like, I was doing some crazy stuff. Like, I was just dropping down, like, just doing crazy stuff. And then he was like, now we only have one way to settle this. sumo wrestle. I turned up and I swear this guy would have destroyed me. Like, I mean, in any kind of like altercation, he would have killed me. Well, I square up to him immediately. I thought they were being serious. So like and he like kind of backed down, and I was just like standing there. We don't have our shirts on. I'm just standing there like this, like, and then they were like, whoa, we ain't being for real. Y'all calm down. And they were like, the sexy lumberjack wins. And I was like, woo, I'm like, heck yeah, I just won. And they were like, now go sit down. And I was like, oh. So I went and sat down, and then they were like, and then they stood back up after we had ordered. But now this is before they call out that I had a prize. So I ordered my drink. I ordered sweet tea, and whenever I ordered it, I was like, because this is the waitress that I was screwing with to begin with. She was actually our waitress, and I was like, hey, I want a sweet tea. I said, but make sure you put some of that real fine drinking powder in there. And she was like, what are you talking? And I was like, I need some of that real fine white powder in my drink. I need some of that sugar. You ever hear drinking powder? That's what I need. And she was like looking at me like I was stupid, just like
any normal human being would have been.
And so she was like, okay. So she went out there, brought me back the sweetest sweet tea I've ever drunk in my life. And everybody else had unsweet tea. And they ordered sweet tea. And she was like, oh, y'all didn't clarify. Just screwing around. Well, I think they were actually out of sweet tea, but she made sure that I had sweet tea. Well, I drank it all pretty quick. And she was like, she said something about me using my mouth. I'm not going to say it on. And so I was like, I was like, you know it. And well, she goes to get me a refill. I'll suck it down. And she was like, she took my cup. She comes back with a 7-liter bucket full of ice and sweet tea with a little straw in it. And so I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, I've got to drink all of this.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way I don't drink all of this. I have to, just to, like, prove a point.
Yeah.
Like, I'm Connor Tennant. I've got to drink this all. So I'm starting to drink it, and then they say, hey, you know what, you sexy lumberjack, where you at? And I was like, right here, You know what you won? And they're like, a big old creamy dick. And they come out with a napkin with whipped cream all over it. And they said there was a cherry in it. They said I'd get the prize if I find the cherry. Yeah. So really, I'm just slamming my face in a big old,
Yeah.
And so they said you can't use your hands. So I put my hands behind me, and I slam my face in it. And I get it everywhere. I'm looking for it. And then I lift my face up. They're like, there's not even a cherry in there. And so I pick up that paper towel, and I'm covered in whipped cream. I pick it up with the whipped cream still on it, and I hold it above the ground like I'm about to slam it down. And I go, give me my cherry. I want my cherry. And so that girl goes over there and gets a handful of I hate cherries. Yeah. And she gave me one. That's what she did. She gave me one at first. And I took it and I threw it on the ground. And I threw the napkin down. I said, I don't even like cherries. And so she went back over there to the bar and grabbed a handful and shoved them in my mouth. And I was just like, I started spitting them out at her. And then they were like, this dude comes out. He's got big old gauges in his ears. Yeah. And he's like a big muscly guy with a man bun. And he comes out there with a cherry in his mouth. Mm-hmm. And they're like, hey, they put it on a stem. Mm. And he's like, now you have to bite this cherry off without, kissing me. And I'm like, well, crap. He's got a pretty big beard, too. He's looking down at me like this, too, like this. And I'm looking up at him, like, biting it like this. And, like, I almost kissed this guy. I got it and pulled it down, and they were like, hey, will you do that again for our Instagram? And I was like, yeah, I don't see why not, as long as you tag me. They're like, okay, here. So the manager come out there, and I wrote my Instagram tag. I wrote my Instagram down, whatever. And then I do it again, but this time they put a shorter stemmed one.
Oh, God.
So here I am doing it again. I'm just like my whole body's telling me no. Like, I'm jerking and stuff. But I ended up getting it. And I'm still covered in whipped cream because I refuse to clean myself. Mm. And a cherry fell and it, like, stained my shirt. Like, I'm looking rough already. Well, it goes on. I'm still screwing with that girl. Well, here comes that guy again who I did the cherry thing with, and he's like, oh, okay, so let me put this in perspective. I'm about a fourth way done with my tea bucket. Mm. So, like, I'm probably already, like, a liter or so in. Mm. And
if you're a quarter of the way in, you're about a liter and 3/4.
Yeah, like I was pretty far in for the size bucket it was. And he comes over there, he's like, hey, you need some paper towels? And I was like, yeah. I'm sitting perfectly. So they had the second floor. I didn't know that. I thought it was just rafters up there. Well, I was sitting perfectly where their second floor. They have an opening in it so you can look down. I hear, here's some paper towels. He drops 5 rolls of toilet paper all over me. And, like, from where he was, it landed complete. I got, like, surrounded by it because he was just letting it go like this. And I'm sitting there covered in it now. I'm just like. And he drops one of the rolls, and it has, like, a knot tied on it. So I picked it up off the floor and put it on my head like a hat. And I'm just sitting there like that the rest of the time, just drinking. Like, I'm looking like I just got jumped.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to struggle drinking this tea. I get halfway through it, like, I'm starting to feel sloshy. I'm like, I ordered this food, I'm not going to be able to eat it. But, like, I'll take it home and eat it, you know. I'll take it to where we stay in the cabin. I start drinking some more, and I was like, Andrew, I needed to go to the bathroom and throw up so I can drink more. So we go to the bathroom, and I mean, I just threw up so much tea, and I got it all over the place, and I tried to clean up the best I could, but I was like, you know what? I took a piece of toilet paper off of me, and I got Andrew's pen, and I wrote, sorry, I tried to clean the mess and with a dash sexy lumberjack and put it on the toilet. I put it on the handle of the toilet, and then I walk out of the bathroom, and one of the managers seen me, and he was like, man, you look rough. And I was like, yeah, I've had better nights. And I went and sat down, and he'd come over there, and this is the manager. And he sits down, and he's like, you care if I get a video for my Snapchat story? And I was like, yeah, sure. So he took a video with me, and I was just like, just covered in whipped cream and like in toilet paper, still caked in toilet paper.
I can just see Connor now.
And then he offered me a job. And that lady that came out there, I don't think they knew I was 17. That lady that come out there that I wrote down my Instagram, she offered me a job too. So both of the managers offered me a job. And I'm just like, I'm already sitting there. I'm like, yeah, I bet they ain't had nobody like me in a little while.
Probably not.
So
We've got to go back
on.
To Dick's whenever we go state convention, by the way.
I drunk all that tea. Like Ethan had like a swig of it, but that was really about it. I drank all of it. And the waitress comes back over there, and she's like, I started shaking it. I started shaking my ice like you would a cup to get a refill. I started shaking it, and I was like, you're not going to give me another refill? And she was like, you're trying to prove a point and be a smart butt. And I was like, yeah. I said, you want me to be honest with you? Yeah. And she said, I don't remember what she said, but she picked up that bucket of ice and just dumped it on me. And I'm just like, I'm shivering now because like my whole body is full of cold sweet tea, and I just got ice on me. So I think I'm over here just like twitching and shivering, like almost like I'm sick cold. Like I can't get warm. My body temperature is probably like 10 degrees lower than it should be. I'm just like shivering. And she ended up bringing the ticket, and when she brought the ticket, dude, it was a mile long, and it was because of me. It was like annoying question. I think a lot of it was sweet tea. But it was all zeros on it, you know. But it was just like it was so long. I kept the receipt. I don't remember what I did with it, though. They let me keep it, Adam and them. Whew.
What was your price?
$400.
What?
It was $400.
What?
Yes. For all of us. Well, we had a lot of people, though. We had me, Adam, Julia,
No,
Andrew.
your prize.
Your prize, not your prize.
Nothing.
You didn't get a prize?
Nope. Oh, and at the end of the night, Ethan told me, because that whole trip, Ethan was telling me stupid stuff to do because he knew I would do it.
Yeah. And
it had to do with, like, random people a lot. Like, I have to go up and say something to somebody or do something. Well, he was like, you should get up in your chair and start dancing. Like, screw it all. So I did, and I started dancing. They're like, take your shirt off. So, you know, obviously I took it off, and I was dancing, whatever. And then one of the waiters yelled, what are you doing? And I looked over at him, and I said, I'm dancing. And
dancing, what are you doing?
never another word said to me by the staff. I just kept dancing, whatever. And then I just stopped, and I said, you know, I'm standing there shirtless, holding my shirt. I go, this is my first time coming to Gatlinburg. This is my first time ever in a Dick's. And they were like, everybody was like listening to me, like, yeah, woo. And I was like, yeah, it was a pretty eventful first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, not many people
I'd say so.
got a first Gatlinburg story like you.
I was my whole body was not liking the whole idea of me drinking 7 liters of sweet tea.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like I was shaking on the way back home. Like whenever we got back to the cabin, like I was not. Like I literally went and got in the jacuzzi, and I sat out there and I was still shivering. It finally warmed me back up. And then later that night, I woke up in my sleep and I ate that whole burger. I had a burger and fries. I woke up and ate. I woke up and was like, it was so good, dude. It was good. Good food.
Yeah, we're
That's a
going.
pretty good story.
Whenever we go to state convention, we're going back.
Yeah, but I don't know if you want to go to Dick's or not, but if you do, just give them some crap back if you want some fun stuff to happen to
I'm
you.
not a fan.
They never posted me on Instagram.
Of course not.
That made me so mad. Almost kissed that man for no clout. Which I don't really care. Now if I go up there, I'm just going to be like, y'all should check out the podcast.
That's what I do.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
You going to diss on me?
Shameless plug.
I don't care. There is no shame. There is no shameful plugs.
Is that a speaker?
No, that is a mint
Mint container.
mint container. Yeah, but I feel like we've had a pretty good episode today.
Yeah, that really tied it all together.
Yeah. we go from one crazy story to we got deep for a minute. Talked about some odd and end things, but
I mean, I was just thinking, kick back on Sunday. If you're still watching with us, thank you so much. It really does mean a lot to
we
us.
do appreciate it a lot.
Especially y'all long viewers, the ones who watch these all the way through. We love and appreciate every single one of y'all.
Little do y'all know, but Jackson appreciates it just as much as we do.
Absolutely do.
Jackson actually is one of those guys.
Yeah.
On some of them, right?
Wanna what?
On some of them, you watch most of them, right?
Oh, yeah, I do watch most of them, yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, we appreciate y'all watching. It really does mean a lot. We still need your help. We are closing in on the war against Kevin Tennant, and we are close. We are
so close.
We are
And
so close to beating this man. All we need is your help. You need just get your grandma's account. I don't care. Get your parents' account. I don't care.
If you want
get
to,
your
make
buddies.
a fake account.
Get on your cousin's Xbox.
Get on your
and
cousin's
subscribe.
Xbox and subscribe, man. That just anything helps in our war against Kevin Tennant. And yeah, so
We must beat the man.
we should.
The original Tin Man.
Yeah, and make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't. It's totally free, and you can undo it at any time. You can ask Jackson. Was it
I
free?
won't be undoing it, though.
Yeah,
See, Jackson's a real one.
it's free, and that's like the most affordable you can get.
Yeah, I was
it.
about to say.
So
It doesn't cost anything to create an account for YouTube, and it doesn't cost a thing to subscribe or turn on the notifications.
if you turn on the notifications, you can know whenever we put out one of our funky BTP episodes or just a regular podcast if that's more your speed. So, yet again, thank you so much for listening and watching in because it's just our nature.
I don't know.